Rounds, 5th hour, original sin. I fuse myself in your holy will, and I begin. In never wanting to leave this unity of your divine fiat, I follow step by step. Our first parents, in committing original sin, went out of this unity to their own great misfortune. In choosing to do their own will, they fell from the highest state of all joy and delights into the abyss of all miseries. In seeing the most beautiful creatures cast themselves out from within the will of their Creator, the heavens and the earth were shaken. All things were shaken to their foundation. And you, my adorable Majesty, upon seeing this dear jewel and beautiful statue of yours that dwelt within your own will, rob you of the beauty, the joy, and the delight you experienced. You felt such great sorrow that your justice ignited against them. My Jesus, this is why I never want to leave this unity of your divine will. Instead, I wish to entreat you to grant us what our first parents had lost, so as to remove from them the dishonor impressed upon their foreheads on account of having done their own will, and to maintain with you the joy, the bliss, and the delight you experienced in the early days of man's creation. I wish to impress upon you my kiss and offer you continuous reparation to assuage your sorrow that was so great that it ignited your justice. I wish to appease your justice by turning to the peace and light of the unity of your will, and in this way elicit from all creatures one outcry: may the kingdom of your fiat come. Restore to us the early days of creation. May all things experience anew the rejoicing, joy, and delight of the first harmony between God and man. I will not leave you, nor will I get down from your lap, unless you give me your word that you will restore to us the kingdom of your divine will. My Jesus and my life, O adorable Trinity, your little daughter will not leave you in sorrow. I will never leave the unity of your will. I promise and vow never to do my own will. On the contrary, I bind it to the foot of your throne, never to look at it again. And I offer you solemn and continuous reparation for Adam and Eve's withdrawal from your adorable will. In the unity of your will, I, who desire to acknowledge it, assimilate myself to you, sweetest life of mine. I unite myself to the thoughts of all souls, from the first thought of Adam to the last thought of the last creature on earth, in order to impress upon their thoughts my I love you, Jesus. And I offer you my reparation and glory, whilst entreating you in every thought of theirs to establish on earth the kingdom of your divine will. May all intelligences understand what living in the will of God means, and may all souls eagerly implore its reign and dominion. In the unity of your will, I unite myself to every look of every creature. I bilocate myself in every one of their words and seal my I love you, Jesus, and all of my acts of reparation, so that I may obtain your kingdom. In the work, step, and heartbeat of every creature, I say to you, I love you. I offer reparation for all sins committed, and I implore the kingdom of your divine fiat. Rounds, 6th hour. Personages of the Old Testament. In the unity of the divine will, I wish to requite you for all the love and glory that those who lived from the beginning of the world to the time of the great flood would have given you had they lived in this unity of your divine will. I make my flight in your will to redo all the acts of all of these souls. Therefore I impress my I love you within the sacrifice of Abraham and in the obedience of Isaac, to implore through these acts of sacrifice and obedience the kingdom of your divine will. In the unity of the divine fiat, I discover the sorrow of Jacob as well as the sorrow and joy of Joseph, and impressing my I love you, Jesus, within these, I implore your kingdom. I continue my flight in the divine will and discover the power of the miracles of Moses, the strength of Samson, the holiness and patience of David. All reflections of the light your divine will had cast upon them, and I, impressing within them the seal of my I love you, Jesus, implore on behalf of all these personages the reign of your kingdom. Behold, my love, all the acts of your will that I have set out to redo in all creatures and have accomplished. I have done all this to entreat you by means of these very acts to make your fiat known, loved, and desired by all souls. Jesus, my life, I see that your loving will approaches souls more closely and casts the brilliance of its light upon the prophets and infuses in them the foreknowledge of your incarnation, revealing to them the time, the place, and the circumstances that will accompany it, and making my flight over each prophet and over each revelation that you share with them, I impress all of these with my I love you. I bless you and I thank you, and I implore the kingdom of your divine will. Every promise you made and every revelation you manifested about your coming to earth was a commitment you made in which you bound the kingdom of your redemption to the kingdom of your divine will. So why, my love, do you not hasten its arrival? You never leave things half finished, nor do you bestow your riches only in part. So hurry. If through your redemption you bestowed on us your goods in half measure, now is the time to fulfill your work by making your will reign on earth. I, the little daughter of your will, shall not leave you, but I will reach the point of wearing you out. Only when I see your divine will reigning and exercising dominion over all creatures will my supplications cease. Come, divine will, to reign on earth as in heaven.